So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to walk you through a PDF, and the link is in the comments. I would encourage you to hit that link, download this PDF, and you can then watch this video again, but do this exercise that I'm going to cover with you today. It's one of the more popular ones that I've done in the last few years, both in and outside of my business, to really help people, really what we're all about here, which is to help people really get out of their own way, you know? And as we get into this, I want to first ask you a question. Have you ever thought about what your life would be like? What would the quality of your life be like if you started doing more of the things that you need to do versus the things that you want to do? See, as humans, we're a very odd species. We are always chasing comfort. I mean, you know me, I'm a comfort zone expert. I'm a goal and achievement expert. The comfort zone, as you know, is our enemy. It is your enemy. It keeps you and I, it keeps us in our own way from going out and taking different areas of our life to new levels and achieving the life that we desire and the life that we deserve. And because we're creatures of comfort and we naturally always seek comfort, we don't like being uncomfortable. We don't like disruption. And very often, in fact, more often than not, when it comes to achieving your goals and doing what we need to do to achieve those goals, we often find ourselves doing more of what we want to do instead of what we need to do. And just imagine for a second what the quality of your life would be if it was the opposite, if you were doing more of what you needed to do versus what you wanted to do. Okay. So this exercise is going to help you to identify a couple things about your comfort zone, how to get out of it. Okay. So I'm going to show this PDF right now. We're going to look at this, and I'm not going to go over this whole PDF. It's 3 pages long. And again, I would encourage you to hit the link in the comments, download this, take a look at it. But I'm just going to jump to a couple of the more important parts. Okay. As you know, I talk a lot about the comfort zone. The comfort zone is everything. It is your enemy, and we need to break out of it. Right. Well, one of the things that you have to do, and one of the things that is, there's a whole chapter and videos dedicated to this in the course that is about to get released, is you need to identify your characteristics that keep you in your comfort zone. So as you look at this, the first exercise, the first part of this exercise is to identify your comfort zone. What are the characteristics that keep you in your comfort zone? Now, here's some examples. Over the last couple years, I've done a lot of surveys with people that I work with to give me what are your characteristics, the biggest things that keep you stuck in your comfort zone. Now, I will start by telling you what mine are. I have 4 characteristics that keep me in my comfort zone that I've battled my entire life. And as much as I'm an expert at this, I still battle it today. Mine are number 1, I'm a natural procrastinator. Okay. I will always naturally put off for later what I should be doing right now. Number 2 is I have an intense fear of rejection. If you knew me, you'd be surprised that I've able to do everything that I've done in my life with the success that I've had, because I have a very, very intense fear of rejection. I don't like it. I can't stand it. Almost can't handle it. The third characteristic that I have is I care way too much about what other people think. And so often, or especially in my early years, I would let the fear of what others may think keep me from stepping out of my comfort zone and doing what I needed to do. I don't really worry about that one so much anymore. And then the last characteristic that I have that keeps me in my comfort zone, if I'm left to my own devices, okay, is I'm easily distracted. Yes, I've got a little ADD going on. I got that, but I'm very easily distracted. It's hard for me to stay on point. So those 4 things are the things that specifically keep me in my comfort zone if I'm not careful. Now, because of the system I've created, it's become kind of a no-brainer for me to leave that and do what I need to do. But if you look at this page, these are the top surveys that I've done, the top points that people have said that keep them in their comfort zone. I'm going to go through these really quickly. Procrastination, laziness, fear of failure, concern of what others may think, fear of rejection, partying, fear of change, easily distracted, too much TV and streaming, social media, an unsupportive partner. They think they can't succeed. They think they lack the skills. They don't want to stop their bad habits, and a fear of success and lack of self-worth. Now, it doesn't mean that your characteristics that keep you in the comfort zone are these. You have your own, but these are just some for you to kind of jar your memory and start thinking about. So the first part of this exercise is, whether you download this PDF or not, write down what are the characteristics, your habits that keep you from doing what you need to do, instead has you doing what you want to do too often? What are the things that hold you back and keep you in your comfort zone? Now, I want to scroll down and I want to hit the second half of this exercise, right? Again, I'm skipping over most of this PDF and going straight to the exercises because I like to keep these videos under 10 minutes so people will, well, so they'll watch them. Now, what it says here, as you can see, is once you identify the things that keep you there in your comfort zone, it's now critical to do the following exercise and answer the following 5 questions. Now, these are questions to answer for yourself and only you. You can share them with other people if you want, but this is the time that it's time to be real honest with yourself. It's time to be honest with yourself. Okay. Number 1, let's think about your goal. Is it weight loss? Is it success? Is it relational, spiritual, business, financial success? Is it physical success? What is the goal that you want? What goal are you working on right now? Okay, for most people, the top 2 goals is something to do with diet, weight loss, or fitness. And the second most popular goal is something to do with finance, money, or business. Like someone starts a business, wants to make more money. Those are typically the 2. So the first thing you need to do with this exercise is you need to ask yourself, you need to write down, what is my goal? Okay, what is it? And you need to be specific. Now, if it really shouldn't be a goal. It could be 2 years down the road, but it shouldn't be longer than that. Most goals should be 2 years and closer. 90 days, 6 months, 12 months, 24 months. What is your goal? And you need to get specific with it. Let's just speak, for example, let's just say it's weight loss. My goal is I want to lose 30 pounds. And then you get in the detail, what size pants, what size waistline, how do you want to look, that kind of a thing. Get specific with your goal. Number 2 is well, they're all important, but it's very important. What will it look like when I'm there? In other words, you need to paint yourself a picture and you need to put it in writing. When you're there, what will it look like? How will you feel? Describe it. Again, if it's weight loss, it would be, I weigh this much and I feel this good about myself in the mirror and I'm wearing these clothes and I'm happy. I can go down up a flight of stairs without getting exhausted, whatever it may be. If it's business or financial, it's when I'm making the money I want to make. This is the lifestyle I'm going to have. And you need to be descriptive. I'm going to drive this car. I'm going to live in this house. I'm going to be able to do this with a trip for my family. I'm going to save this much money. You need to get very descriptive. What is your goal? And what is it going to look like when you're there? And then the third one, what actions do you need to take right now to make it happen right now? Like, what should you be doing this week to be on track to start achieving that goal? And you know what they are. You know what you need to do. Whether you're doing it or not, you know what you need to be doing. So again, if it's weight loss, it might be, I need to clean out the pantry. I need to stop snacking. I got to finally stop drinking soda. I got to drink more water. I got to exercise, even if it's walking. I mean, and if it's business, it's like, I've got to find the motivation to go do what I need to do. I know what to do. Why aren't I doing it? It's time to start doing it. But what actions do you need to take right now to start making it happen to achieve that goal so you can have that life that you just described in number 2? Now, number 4, this is getting to the nitty gritty. This is getting to the hardcore now. What specifically are the things that are keeping you from taking these actions? And you know what it is. It's you. You know it is. What is it? It obviously starts with those characteristics that you listed above of the things that keep you in your comfort zone. But look, my first 2 years of my business, I was an utter failure. And I know exactly what it was. I was procrastinating, I was lazy, and I was so scared of talking to people and so fearful about what everybody was going to think that it kept me paralyzed from doing what I needed to do. And I'd give anything to have those 2 years back right now. So what keeps you? You need to list these things. Is it scheduling? Is it prioritization? Is it finding the motivation? Is it stop watching TV? Whatever it may be. Now, the one thing on this point that I want to be very specific about, and I get pretty hardcore about this point, especially with the people that I work with. Here's the one thing you are not allowed to say. When number 4 says, what keeps me from taking these actions? Here's the one thing you are not allowed to say. I'm too busy. Folks, that is a pansy answer. That is a weak answer for somebody who is not ready to change their life yet. Okay. Just like people that walk around and use foul language in every sentence, in every conversation. Foul language in that situation is a lazy tool for a weak mind. In this situation, somebody's saying, oh, I just don't have the time. I'm too busy. Man, shut up. You're a pansy. You're weak. And that is a very weak excuse for somebody who is not ready. Even though you say you are not at a point in your life where you're ready to win. Because if someone were to follow you and you're so busy, how much time are you taking to watch football games with your buddies on the weekends? How much time are you scrolling social media or watching Netflix or doing other stuff like that? Come on. There's always time to do what we need to do, what we want to do. It's making the time happen. So number 4, when you say, what keeps me from taking these actions? The one thing you're not allowed to say is, I'm too busy. You're not a pansy. You're not a wuss, and you're not going to use that excuse. And then number 5, this is where the rubber meets the road right here. What will I do about it? So number 1, what's my goal? This is what my goal is. Number 2, I'm going to paint a picture of what it's going to look like when I get there. Number 3, I'm going to detail what actions do I need to start taking right now to make this happen. Number 4, I'm going to be really honest with myself. What keeps me from taking these actions? This is between you and you. You need to be honest. Don't cheat yourself. Be honest. And then number 5, so what are you going to do about it? Now, the point of this exercise, in fact, I'm going to read this to you. Is your comfort zone bigger and more important than your life goals, than your goals? The answer to question number 4 are the things that keep you from taking the actions to achieve your goal. When you let these things come before your goal, then essentially you're saying that these things are more important. Essentially, these things are ruling your life. Most would disagree. Nobody thinks laziness and procrastination, for example, are more important to them than losing weight and getting fit. Yet they constantly put these things first in terms of importance. Therefore, these negative forces are actually winning and they are more important. By identifying this and thinking about it, you're taking the first steps to break out of your comfort zone, build a new life for yourself, a better life. Now, to kind of bring that together for you, if you're trying to lose weight, but you can't stop snacking at night, you can't stop drinking soda all day, and you won't find the time to even go walk for a half hour, then essentially snacking, soda, and not walking is actually more important to you than losing weight. And you would say, no, it's not. No, but yes, it is, because that's what you're doing. So snacking, drinking soda, and not walking is actually ruling your life. Because if you stop doing those things, if you stop snacking, if you got rid of soda, drank more water, and started walking, you'd start losing weight. You see? And I'm not picking on diet and fitness. It's everywhere you go. I mean, come on. I spent my 34 years in a business that requires people to find the motivation to do what they need to do to make more money and change their life. And most people don't do it. And the reality is all their excuses of why they're not doing it actually ruled their life and were more important to them than actually going and building that life for them. I talk all the time about 92% of people who set goals don't achieve them. 8% do. The difference, one of the differences between the 92 and the 8 is that the 8 have figured out that my goals are actually more important than all these things that I let stop me. And it's a constant battle. You don't always win. I don't always win. I'm not a machine. I'm not a robot. You know how many days I sit there and go, I just really don't feel like going to the gym today, but I go because I've worked this exercise. I've worked past it now, right? So I know that none of you would ever say that the things that are keeping you from doing what you need to do are more important to you than your goals. You would never say that. Yet, what would the scorecard say? How often are those things winning versus you doing what you need to do? So I want you to do this exercise because it's about getting out of your own way. And it's about a mind shift, a mindset change, a paradigm shift. You can't just wake up one day and go, I'm going to go achieve my goals. You got to work. It's all up here. And that's what I specialize in. That's why we're here. So I want to remind you, like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. We got a lot of content that's going to start getting rolled out to you really soon. And don't forget, there's going to be a link in the comments below. Click that link. You could download this PDF. Okay. So I hope this helps you. Have a great day.